video. So today our video is going to be a mukbang because this is what y'all requested, and I'm going to be talking about basically what happened at this camp that I went to. And mind y'all, I've been going there since I was like 8, maybe, I don't know, but I've been going there for a while. So yeah, so I'm ready to spill the tea. I'm not going to disclose the name of the camp because honestly I don't want y'all to think that just because of the stuff that happened at the camp, you know, like I don't want y'all to think, because I don't want y'all to think nothing bad about the camp. Like, it's not the camp, it's the people that come to the camp. So they had this rule about purple, and basically they don't want the girl, like they said we allowed to talk to each other or whatever, but they don't want us to be like, you know, in each other's faces. Because when you go to camp, they really, like, the purpose of the camp is for you to come there, and if you don't know God, then you come and you learn, like you get to know God. And if you already know God, then you basically become stronger in your relationship with God and learn more about God than you knew before you came to the camp. So they said we were allowed to have guy friends, and this rule has been in effect since I was like 8. So this is nothing new. I already know the drill. So yeah, so of course there were people that wanted to break the rule. I'm not gonna say no names, but yeah. Somebody was thinking about breaking the rule on the first day in. And I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm a real, like I'm a rule follower. I do everything they tell me to do. But like, it was a simple rule. Like, it's not something that you should be breaking. I mean, they said at the end of the week we could do whatever we want basically on Friday, because Friday was basically like a half a day, I guess. And yeah, so we basically could do whatever we wanted at the end of the week. So I'm like, you can really wait. Like, it's not that serious that you need to be like all in no boy face when we just got here. Like, can we at least go to chapel or something first? And people going, I know some of y'all gonna be in the comments, and some of y'all gonna be looking at me like, what? And they want to go to chapel first? Yeah, I said it. Can we at least go to chapel first? Because y'all need some Jesus in y'all lives. So basically we had met like everybody. Like, we did the icebreaker where we got put on our group games teams, and then group games team is when we basically play games all week, and then on Thursday night you find out who the winner is, and whatever group games team win, basically you get like $1 free at snack shop, or you basically get to get whatever you want with that little dollar. So my group games team won. We was the Robinsons, and you know that's really irrelevant. Sorry, but let me get into the story. So basically it was just people that was trying to make purple whatever. So out of curiosity, this girl, she had thought that this boy named Terrell was cute. Her name is Sydney. Sydney, I know you're gonna watch this, and you're probably going to be mad that I dropped your name, but oh well. So fast forward down the line, there was this girl. Her name, we're not going to say her name, we just going to change her name to Felicia. Felicia Felicia was a little, I don't want to say she was a thought, but she was doing too much. Like, she was pressed for the boys that was there, and I honestly was looking at Felicia, and I was like, Felicia, calm down. It's not that serious. It's other fish in the sea. Like, this is 1 week with these people. You going home next week. You're not going to see these people again, because Felicia don't even live with a boy that she was all over, but it was more than one boy. But let's just say the first boy that she was all over, she don't live where he lived at, because the boy lived in D.C. And if you know, like, D.C. and Baltimore, we don't really bang with each other. But she lives here. And D.C. is, like, it's not a bop, but that's like an hour away from Baltimore, 45 minutes, depending on what side you coming from and which highway you take or whatever. So it's like, you know, calm down, because you're not going to see the next week. Ew. So she was eyeing this boy for the whole entire week. But it's like it switched. Like first she thought Terrell was cute. Then she thought that the boy, I forget his name. He had a ghetto name. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to say his name because what if you watch this? But his name was Ghetto. And then she liked this other boy afterwards. It was just too much going on. So it was, let's just skip to Thursday night. Thursday night we were at Big Snack Shop. We have Snack Shop twice a day. And Snack Shop is basically what it's the name. Snack Shop. You go there and like, we had one right after the wet group games, which is where we play games where we have to get wet and stuff because it was really hot. So we have to get wet. But they ain't celebrating. But anyway, like we had one right after group games, like so we could like replenish our electrolytes because it was really hot out there and they really wanted us to like stay hydrated so nobody wouldn't like get sick or be dehydrated and fall out somewhere. So yeah. So it was Big Snack Shop. Big Snack Shop is the last snack shop of the week, which is on Thursday. And, well, not the last snack shop, but it's where all the good snacks at. Like, during the week, we only be having, like, snacks and stuff. You only have, like, Gushers, Doritos, pretzels, Pringles, all types of candies. I'm not going to say all of them. And then they be having, like, waters and, Gatorades and sodas and little juice, the little orange juices. I don't like them. They don't have no taste. But anyway, they just be having normal stuff throughout the week. And then on Thursday, which is like Big Snack Shop at night. Big Snack Shop is at nighttime, not during the day. Because we still have one during the day, but it's nothing. It's the regular stuff. So, Big Snack Shop was at night that day. It's always at night, but yeah. So before that, we had found out that my group games team, the Robinsons, we won group games. So we all got $1, an extra $1 at Snack Shop. So we had to get a mark on our hands or whatever. And of course, I knew we was gonna win. Like I didn't think at the beginning of the week, honestly, like you cannot judge a book by its cover because when I saw the people that was on my team, I honestly was writing us off. I said, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this because, excuse me. In the years before, my team kept on losing because we either had too many people on our team for us to be fast in the speed rounds, or it was unathletic people. And so I was already writing the people off of my team. I was writing my own self off. I'm like, I'm probably going to be the only one on this daggone team that actually want to win. But then we won. So, you know, I was proud. Like on Sunday when I saw our team, I thought we was going to lose. But then that's when, you know, when we started participating in the activities and stuff, I, like, started to believe in us more. So, we won the little extra $1 or whatever. So, tell me why Big Snack Shop, you know, it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So, they were playing music there. So, they played the Cha-Cha Slide, but they played like this one with all these beats and stuff in it. And I really didn't like it, but I still did it because I knew they weren't going to play the Cha-Cha Slide again. So I said, you know what? Let me just get out there. Let me just do it. So I'm doing it or whatever. And then that's when it's on a how low can you go part. Felicia decides that she's going to do a split. And then Felicia lies and says, like, because once you do it, you know how boys are. Felicia was on the side where the boys was at, and it was behind her. Felicia does a split, and all the boys going crazy. They, oh my God. Like, they really go crazy. They going ham. Because Felicia didn't just do the split where she just went down. She bounced. I said, oh my gosh, Felicia, what is wrong with you? Like, you really press. You press. So, let's get to the juicy part. So, Felicia asked for the number, and he was like, I don't know. So, that's what Felicia told her cousins. And her cousins, ew, I know y'all saw that piece of food. But Felicia's cousins went over there, and they asked, why you do her like that? And that's when he was like, what? And he was like saying something about his phone. But then that's when, of course, our counselor came over there, and she was like, y'all come over here. Like, she was basically trying to be on purple patrol. But they weren't doing anything with him. They was just asking him a question. So let's get to the juicy parts. This is why I really have to sip my tea, because this is the really juicy part. This is where I become a factor. This is where I become involved. Because before, when all of this stuff with Felicia was happening, I was just getting the tea. But then I became the tea. So let's just fast forward. So basically, there was this boy named Devin. Devin was a friend to the boy that I thought was cute. His name was Brian. So Devin, I talked to Devin a couple times throughout the week, but Devin wasn't on my Root Games team. Like, I talked to him when we had played Freezy Frag Tag or whatever, and I was basically like saying, because he was on a tagging team, and I was standing beside the troll, because the way we play it is everybody was in their bathing suits or whatever, because we was getting wet. So his team was on a tagging team, and I was standing beside the trough. So if you get tagged, you have to sit down, and they have to throw water on you, and then you get to move again. But see, I couldn't sit down, because I knew that if I sat down, I wasn't gonna be able to get back up. My knees, they wasn't gonna permit. If I sat down, I wasn't getting back up. Let's just leave it at that. So he was coming around, and he was walking near me, and I decided that this was my little I'm going to say this was my little technique, my little strategy or whatever. I just stood there. And when people tagged me, I just stood right there. And then when, like, the people with the cups was coming around, I would whisper and be like, wet me in an unnoticeable place. Like, when they they have to throw a whole cup of water on you. So I was like, when you fill up the cup, do it on my foot or something so nobody won't see you. So the whole time, I'm just standing beside the trough. I'm like, what's the purpose of running around, using up all of my energy when I could just stand by the trough, lie to people? I don't want to say I'm lying at a Christian camp, but fibbing to people, telling them that I'm really out when I'm really in, because I wasn't even moving. Nobody was tagging me. So every time like people was coming around, I said, I'm already tagged, don't touch me. And the people, the game masters, the people that like tell us what games we gonna play and dress up and all of that stuff, they knew that I was still in, but they ain't say nothing, because they was the homies. They was cool for real. They ain't say nothing. So I'm being smart. I'm standing right there beside the trough. I'm acting like I'm out, and that's when this one person had came up and tried to get some of me, saying, why aren't you sitting down if you out there? And I said, because my knees are bad. And I said, unless you're gonna help me up from the ground when I get untagged, then shut up. How about that? But anyway, Devin came up to tag me this one time, and I was like, Devin, I'm already tagged, don't touch me. So that's when he started laughing. He was like, all right. So Devin wasn't too bad looking, but it was like he was a friend. I wasn't worried about him. I was worried about his friend. So when we had got out, like when we got finished playing the game, like when the 45 minutes was up, I told Devin, I was like, I was lying to you. I was in the whole time. And he was like, I figured, but you had told me what you would do in American Eagle. Because like American Eagle is like this game where you have to like, it's basically like you running suicides, but you just run a whole way across the field. And you're supposed to get across without somebody picking you up, saying American Eagle 1, 2, 3, or somebody pushing you out of bounds. And I was making it through every single run, because the people already knew you can do whatever you want. American Eagle don't have no rules. If somebody try to pick you up, you can punch them, you can scratch them, you can kick them, you can bite. You can do whatever you want for real, for real. That's just how it is. Like, if you want to do all of that, you can. So it's like people already knew what was up with me, so nobody didn't try it. Like literally every time they would tell us to run, I wouldn't even run. I would run on first, because I already knew nobody was going to try me. So I'm like, I'm running across the line like this, because I'm like, whoever wanted can get it. You try to pick me up, I'm going to kick you, I'm going to scratch you, I'm going to bite you, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get out your hole. So I told him how I'll be doing that stuff, and that's when he was like, he wasn't scared, but he wasn't trying to like mess with me after that. So he already knew that I was lying. Like, he was like, I figured you was lying, but I didn't want to get like punched and all that stuff. I said, we not playing American Eagle, so of course I'm not going to do that. But yeah. So Devin comes over to the trash can while we're at snack shop, and he's eating something. So I'm like, Devin, can you ask Brian? Like, at first I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, Devin, can you come over here real quick? Like, after he got done putting his stuff in the trash. So I'm like, Devin, can you, like, I pull him to the side, because I didn't want it to become tea like how it did. I wanted it to stay between us three, like between me, Devin, and Brian. Like, it shouldn't have got to run to nobody else. So I pulled Devin to the side. I'm like, Devin, can you ask Brian, can I have his number? Because of course I'm scared to go over there by myself. Like, I don't want them to, I mean, they didn't really care because it was Thursday night, but I didn't want to be like the only female in the midst of like 12 boys. Because I already know if I would have walked over there and say something to Brian, then everybody would have turned, try to be a listening ear, trying to be nosy. And if Devin would have just did it, like, he did just do it, but I'm saying, like, if Devin did it, nobody would be really paying attention because they friends, they gonna talk. So I pulled up to the side, I'm like, can you ask Brian, can I have his number or whatever? So Devin had something in his mouth, and he's nodding his head, and I said, do it discreetly, don't do it in front of a whole bunch of people, I don't want it to get around. So Devin's like, yeah. So Devin go to put his stuff in the trash, and then that's when I tried to get in a little line to do the dance, and they had put on Cotton Eye Joe, because honestly I really didn't want to see him do it. Like, you know how you send a risky text and you be like this? That's basically what I did. So I got in line to do the Cotton Eye Joe because I had learned how to do it the day before. I didn't know how to do it. So we doing the dance. He asked him, I don't know what the miscommunication was. And this is what really makes me mad, because every time I tell somebody to do something a specific way, they don't do it how I say to do it, and then stuff happens. So I didn't figure out, like, because right after I told him to do that and he did it and we got finished doing the Cotton Eye Joe, we went back to our cabin and we basically, like, were in our rooms. Like, Amia came over into my room. Amia was one of my really good friends, like, and I still talk to her to this day. I still talk to the people that was in my direct cabin. I still talk to a lot of people that was in my cabin because it was really cool. Like, yeah. So we went back to our cabins and everybody came into our room, and I basically told them what I did or whatever. But I didn't really say what I did in front of the other people, like the extra people that was in the room, because it was more people that had came into the room. And one of the girls that was in my cabin was a snitch. She ran her mouth too much. So I waited until she left out the room to say what I had to say. So I told him what I did, and he was like, oh girl, go off, blah, blah, blah. So the next day comes. We basically had a full day, and we were honestly, my cabin was tired because we stayed up. Like, we still had to wake up at 7 in the morning on Friday. Even though we left that evening, we still had a full day of stuff. The only thing we didn't do was group games. Everything else we did. And we didn't do an activity. Wait, we did do an activity. The only thing we didn't do was group games, for real. And we didn't, yeah. That was the only thing. We didn't do group games, and we didn't go to sleep. That was the only thing we didn't do. So we stayed up. We being simple. We stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're just talking, you know, because we really vibe. Like, it was never no awkward time with them. Like, we've been vibing since Monday night, for real, or really Sunday night. So we just talking or whatever, and then that's when, you know, the next day comes. We have to get up at, what was this? It was 6. Well, I got up at 6. Me and the girl Kirsten, we woke up early every morning, did all of our, like, our routines, like washed up, brush your teeth, wash your face, put your clothes on, all of that. And we were basically, like, we didn't get out, like, we didn't sit in the living room, like, waiting for everybody else. We just, like, went back into our rooms and, like, laid down until our counselor came in there and told us, like, you know, it was time to do whatever, like, time to leave. So mind you, Sydney was in our room, but Sydney never woke up when we woke up. Like, it was only one time during the week where she did that. But we woke up, we went to breakfast and everything like that. So we go to pool. And this is where all the tea starts happening. I don't know why I told Felicia. I told Felicia to go over there. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Felicia to say. I told her to go over there and ask Devin what Brian said. Somehow Felicia, she didn't listen, and this is what makes me mad, because this is what made everybody get into it. She freaking went over there, and I told her which one was Devin before she went over there. But of course, Felicia wants to go over there and say, which one of y'all is Devin? That was a first red flag, because once she did that, everyone over there wanted to know what she was about to tell Devin. She goes over there, she's like, which one of y'all is Devin? Devin raises his hand, he's like, that's me. She was like, come here real quick. So I don't know this is what she said. She told him, she said, okay, Devin, what did Brian say? So Devin was like, basically he told Felicia that basically Devin told Felicia that Brian didn't really have his number. So I was like, okay, cool, you know, I mind my feelings, you know, it's whatever. So then Terrell, nosy self, wanted to know what was going on. So Terrell all in Devin ear, like, what happened, what y'all talking about, blah blah blah. Like, he trying to be nosy. Like, he's so messy. Like, he is one of the messiest boys I've ever met. He's like, what's going on, what she tell you, blah blah blah. And Devin, he was being a good homie at first, but then that's when he ran his mouth, because Devin wasn't saying that, and that's when I guess he just got fed up with Terrell asking him, so he just told name. So Terrell called Felicia over there, and he was like, do your friend, he said, do Ife little sister. I said, hold on, because once she told that to me, I said, first of all, I'm older than him by 2 years. Just because I'm shorter than my brother doesn't mean anything. It's honestly annoying when people want to keep saying I'm his little sister. Like, nigga, I'm 16, the boy's 14. Get it right. So that's what she was like, do Ife little sister like Brian? And then that's when she was like, I don't know. If you want to know, go ask her. Terrell was like, I don't want to ask her. And that's when Felicia was like, I guess you won't know. So Felicia came back over there and she told us what happened. But somehow the story got misconstrued, mixed up, some way, somehow. Something, either it was something she didn't tell us, or she told us the wrong way. Because then, here comes Terrell. He pulls the phone out of his pocket. I think it was a 6S. I don't know. I think it was a 6S Plus. I don't really know. I don't really care. But he pulls the phone out of his pocket, and we're not supposed to have our phones. I mean, honestly, I could have really set up my phone, but I was like, you know what? I came here to, you know, live a cab life. I can get on my phone when I leave. Like, I wasn't pressed to be on my phone. I'm like, I see this phone every day. I don't need to be on it. And I made a mistake and brought my iPad too, so I just gave both to my counselor. Because honestly, if I wanted to keep it, I really could have, but I didn't. So he pulls out the phone, so I'm really looking like, what is going on? So it was obvious that the phone wasn't his, because he didn't know the passcode. Like, he put it in wrong 2 times, and that's when he put it in right the third time. So Devin's standing over top of me, and Terrell's like squatted down because he wasn't supposed to have the phone. Like, if somebody was seen with that phone, it would have been game over. So he pulls out the phone, he puts it in passcode. That's when he goes to the little part when you put your phone number in. So he's putting in a little, you know, I'm gonna reenact it for y'all, because honestly, I was really shook. So he puts in a passcode, he doing like this. Oh shoot, I just called my mother. So that's when he hands me the phone, but he doing like this. So I'm looking like, what are you doing? So that's when he takes the phone back, he locks it, and he's like, oh, she did. I said, what are you doing? And that's when he was like, what did you say? You don't want to give Brian your phone number. I said, what? And that's when he was like, she didn't tell you? He said, Felicia didn't tell you. And I said, Felicia didn't tell me what? That's what Felicia was like, I didn't tell her what? And that's when he was like, Brian wants your phone number. Well, he didn't even say Brian first. Phone. So, of course, Destiny wants to call while I'm making the video. But she said, hey, y'all. Let me turn it up. Say it again, Destiny.
Hey, YouTube. It's your girl, Cass. Follow me also.
Oh, all right. No free promo. Anyway, so he like, oh yeah, she didn't tell you Brian wants your phone number. So I was like, okay. So he puts the phone on my lap. I get to typing in my phone number. And then that's when, first he said Devin. That's when he said Brian. So I was confused on who phone it was. So that's when I sent Anaya over there to clarify that I was older than my brother, 1, and 2, that, like, who phone it was. So she was like, she's older than him, she's 16. That's when Terrell goes, oh, Brian's 15. So that's when I knew that it was over, because I'm not messing with nobody that's 15, baby. That's a no for me. So then that's when she was like, and who phone was that? So then that's when Terrell was like, oh, that was Brian's phone. That's when Brian was nodding his head or whatever. So basically, long story short, when she went back over there, they were trying to get at my friend Amia, but they said the light skin with the braids. So that's what we got mixed up in. It was 2 light skins with braids. It was one, and her name was Sydney, but Sydney braids was blonde, and then Amia's braids were black. Sydney had braces, and Amia was wearing a retainer. So they kept on saying the light skin with the braids, and we didn't know who they was talking about. So we said, Felicia back over there to see, you know, who they was talking about. That's what they had said. They was talking about Amia. But then we were trying to figure out, like, who wanted her specifically. So Devin came over there and he goes to Amia. My man's want you. My man's want you. So then that's when she was like, who is your man's? And then that's when he was like, I think you know. Like, he said, I think. He didn't say think. He said think. He said, I think you know. And then that's when she was like, I really don't. Who are you talking about? So this was like in the last 10 minutes of pool time. So the people on the damn air horn was like, oh, pool time's almost over. Everybody put the pool toys away, stuff like that. So that's when Devin uses this as an excuse to try to walk away. He was like, oh yeah, pool time almost over. And that's when he was like, no, who are you talking about? So that's when he walks away. So Anaya finds out who was the one basically yelling out that he wanted a meal or whatever. And then that's when, you know, she said the one in the white t-shirt. Mind you, all of them had on white t-shirts. I don't know if they planned it. I don't know what happened, but all of them had on white t-shirts. That's what she was like, the one with the tail around his neck. 3 of them had tails around their neck. Then she says the one with the glasses. 2 of them had glasses on. That's what she said, the one with the burgundy book bag. Brian was the only one with a burgundy book bag because he played basketball for McNamara, and that was what was on his book bag. And once she said that, I instantly got pissed. I said, you know what? When I get home, I'm blocking his number. So we all talking about him, like we really in his butt, like we really talking about him, like we really getting in his ass. So we get home, he texts me, he was like, what's the light skin? He said, what's the short light skin number? My man's wanter. So I'm playing dumb. I'm like, who is this? I already knew who it was. But once I try to play dumb, that's when he gonna try, like, he replied. So then that's when I said, you really tried to play. And then that's when he was like, what you mean? And then that's when I was like, oh, you really tried to get at me and my friend. And then that's when he was like, oh. And then that's when I said, so you're not gonna explain yourself. And then that's when he was like, oh, what he said? He said, I wasn't trying to get at her. I was only saying it in a joking manner. But, like, I was trying to get across my point that my friend wanted her or whatever. So he explains himself. He tells the whole story. And I'm like, dang. Like, I said I apologize because we really was talking about him. Like, we was really talking about this boy. Like, we was in his butt. Like, we was talking about him from Friday on. So I told him what happened in the group chat or whatever. And, yeah, you know, that was all the tea. I mean, it's tea from after camp too, but you know what? Y'all gonna have to let me know if y'all want that. So this is the end of this story. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I didn't even eat all my food because I was trying to hurry up and make the video. I don't want it to be no damn 30 minutes long. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. Peace out. Nobody's following you, that's me. Peace out from me and Dad.